supplies are gonna help a lot of people. It's been a bad month.
Well, by my reckoning, that should be more than enough to save some lives. Ready to go?
Let's get to the van.
Hey everybody, my name is Chris Thompson and I am the lead producer of The Walking Dead Onslaught, an upcoming title from Survios. And we're really excited for this one. It's leveraging a new system that we've built, which we call our progressive dismemberment system, which we're going to see in a moment. It's basically a combination of several different subsystems in order to make the feel of killing zombies just really satisfying.
Haven't seen this in a while. Guess it's meant to be.
So here you see our first walker. You can see Nathan being able to stab and sever and carve up their body while they're on the ground. It is a very immersive and reactive system designed to make you feel a very visceral sense of the gore of this world. So the story of this demo and the story of the larger campaign is that you are Rick. You are on a supply run that has gone awry, and currently you are trying to rendezvous with Eugene, who is going to pick you up in a van and take you back to Alexandria. There you saw an example of another system that we've built for this game, which we call our melee restraint system. The melee restraint system is a way of actually physically interacting with the walkers so that you can shove them away, you can grab them by the neck and stab them through the head like they do on the show. The idea was to make a gameplay experience that is as true to AMC's Walking Dead as possible. We wanted players to really be able to feel the way the characters in the show feel.
The spot is sufficiently prepped and so is evac. Keep an eye on the time and head for the rendezvous.
Hopefully we can get back out without too much trouble. Can't believe someone would leave this behind.
And here we will see Rick has picked up the pistol. For all the firearms in this game, we took the technology that we developed for raw data, all of our firearm work, and sort of expanded upon that and wanted to make something that felt really good and really immersive. And really satisfying. Now, along the way, you're going to notice Rick picking up some supplies. That ties into our progression system. The idea being that the characters are doing a supply run for the people of Alexandria. Not only can you gather ammo and health to regenerate your health and to get better weapons and more progressively exciting weapons, but you will also have pickups along the way that tie into our perk system. As you gather experience, you'll be able to unlock different perks for different characters. That sort of rewards players for playing and replaying the campaign. And the campaign is only one mode that we will be shipping the game with. In addition, we have another game mode called Scavenger Mode, which is a more multiplayer focused, although the campaign can be played co-op. In the campaign, players will be able to choose to play as either Rick, Michonne, or if you're playing co-op, Rick and Michonne. One of the challenges that we found in making this game and making the art for it that is to be faithful to the Walking Dead world is that in the world of the Walking Dead, the power has been out for several years. So for the environmental design, we have to rely entirely on organic lighting. So there's very few instances of like electronic lighting because the power's off. There you see one of the dynamite traps that have been littered around the level. You can tactically take out multiple walkers at once, or lead them to a certain area and blow them up, allowing for more versatility and strategy of gameplay. Also throughout the level, you'll see multiple instances of graffiti scrawled on walls. This is an example of some of the environmental storytelling that we want to use in this, that we want to leverage in this game. Because we want this to feel not like a video game, but a world that people live in. This is an actual post-apocalyptic Virginia. And so throughout the level, you will see like missing persons posters before people realized what was going on when they were still trying to find each other. You'll find graffiti, which, if you're a fan of the show, you'll realize is a huge part of the show itself, how different groups of survivors communicate with one another and spread messaging. For example, this building here has been, as you get close to it, you'll see that it has been marked clear and then crossed out by another group of survivors and said not anymore, foreshadowing what we'll find within. I'm sure that's not a problem. I'm sure they're not going to get out of there anytime soon. In the pursuit of being faithful to the show, one of the challenges in designing the walkers and how they function from a combat standpoint was how do we make one walker not much of a threat, but a large group of them very threatening to scale with the show. As happens in the show, usually you can deal with one walker and it's okay, but multiple starts to get overwhelming. As we can see from the player's diegetic health meter, he's taking some damage. He's going to want to grab one of those health pickups for himself. Also a level of gameplay versatility that we wanted to introduce is to have a nice complement of both melee and ranged weapons, so the players can swap back and forth between the two of them. And so there's a risk and reward involved with the firearms, because they are more efficient at taking out walkers. However, they do make a lot of noise, and just like in the show, the walkers are attracted to noise.
The time we can stay here is tick-tocking away.
That's why I have you to watch.
Just keep an eye on your ticks. I will send help at the red when called.
Fans of the show will recognize the vocal performance of Josh McDermott, portraying the character of Eugene. One of the benefits we have of working with the AMC property and our friends at AMC helping us develop this is that we get access to talent such as Josh to voice the characters and make the characters sound like the characters everybody knows and loves from the show. The 4 characters that players will be able to play in this game, in the final product, are Rick, Michonne, Carol, and Daryl. Also a benefit of having the AMC property is that we get to work with the character of Daryl Dixon, who does not appear in the comic books, but is very much a fan favorite for the show. in that this is a survival horror game. A lot of the gameplay strategy comes from either enemy management, ammo management, and figuring out how to navigate an area full of enemies while mitigating your risk. Also, in keeping with the style and aesthetic of the show, you'll see that Nathan's able to stabilize his gun, take time to patiently aim his shots. We wanted all of the weapons in this game to feel just as close to real life as possible.
How are you holding up?
Well, you might be up shit creek without the proverbial paddle.
You think I'm doing the right thing here? Could be the wrong call.
All right, now. Options are 0 to none. We have to evacuate and regroup.
In this particular alleyway, we're going to find an item that is familiar to both show fans and comic fans alike, as seen in later seasons of The Walking Dead. Here we have
I've worked with less before.
Lucille. Now, the fun thing about certain melee weapons in the game, like the baseball bat, is we wanted to make it feel as intuitive as possible. So if Nathan wants to use this weapon two-handed, he can put his hands on the bottom of it and swing it like an actual baseball bat. Within the development studio here at Servios, Lucille is definitely a favorite. We've spent a lot of time swinging actual baseball bats to make sure that we got the actual, like, heft and sound and weight. So as he continues to gather these things, a big part of the game is going to be the scavenging mechanic. As I mentioned earlier, there's an entire game mode dedicated to scrounging supplies and finding things to take back in the world, to take back to Alexandria to fortify your people. And in the game, it ties into your ability to progress your character and unlock perks. So in the final product, as the player progresses through the game, we're going to get a series of upgrading weapons and have sort of that sense of becoming more powerful as you get access to bigger and better things. Lucille is a special weapon from one of the higher tiers, which is why you can see she is doing an impressive amount of damage. In this moment, Nathan is going to come up to the end of the demo, which is our holdout moment. Well, he gets to the rendezvous point, but has to defend himself while he waits for the van against the Walker Horde. One of the challenges wanted to solve for was how to get the player into an environment where they can feel completely overwhelmed and surrounded by zombies. Speaking to the earlier challenges of how to make one walker feel manageable, but a mountain of them feel less so.
Things are about to get higgledy-piggledy. The herd is headed your direction. We fully pulled the short straw on this one.
Seems like our luck. Let's hope it changes soon.
Despite the delivery delinquency, I still managed to secure our passage home. I recommend you try to ensure our maximum longevity for maximum hits.
So this is our M4 weapon. It is designed to be fired both as a high accuracy weapon if you want to aim down sights, or it's also available as fully automatic. Just do burst fire and crowd control. Now in this moment in the demo, Navy has arrived at the agreed upon rendezvous point, but Eugene is not here yet.
Like time is halfway up.
We need these supplies to keep our people alive. Don't quit.
We see Nathan using some pretty brilliant tactics to use that box van as a choke point. To manage the crowd. Uh-oh.
Might be very well coming in hot.
Almost there. Just one more push through.
Having to manage both fronts here. Trying to get to that van icon where Eugene will be meeting him.
Stand clear. We're coming through.
Free up an exit. Get in the van.
Open-toed shoes, you might want to back up.
All right. And that concludes this pre-alpha demo of The Walking Dead Onslaught. It's going to be available in fall of 2019.